Hey there, it's Brittany Chavers, and I am back with Jesse James Beads. Today we're going to be making some really fun jewelry pieces using the March Magical Mystery bead box. It was such a fun spring-packed box that I just couldn't wait to start using it. So I'm going to start the video off with one of the acrylic pieces that was in the box, and I'm going to take one of these acrylic flowers, and it is secured with a head pin going through a pearl and a brass piece. I'm going to take my E6000 and put a bead of that around the back of the flower. You could absolutely wire this on, but I'm going to go the easy route and glue. So I'm just going to set that right in the middle, close my glue back up, and I'm going to set this off to the side so it can dry for several minutes while I am doing some other pieces. And I'm going to center that flower so one petal is facing up. I'm just going to set that aside. And while that's drying, I'm going to make a bracelet. So I have this wonderfully beautiful leather cord in my favorite color, which is an aqua or light turquoise. And I've just folded it in half. I haven't cut anything on the leather yet. And I'm going to go ahead and create a knot in the looped side of the leather. There we go. Pull that down, and then I'm going to leave that a little loose. I have the other acrylic flower here, and I'm just going to make sure that that will slip through our loop, making sure that the loop is big enough. It is. I'm going to tighten that. And as we make our bracelet, we might have to loosen or tighten that just to make sure that it's the correct size later. So I'm going to take out my flower. I just love this leather. And I am going to take the two end findings, and I have some super glue. I use this Loctite Ultra Gel, and I am going to put some super glue inside and put on my leather inside and let those bond. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. There we go. And I'm going to let that dry. Then I have this cute little mix off to the side from the box. And I'm just going to choose a few pieces. I'm going to go with these tiny pink beads. Oh, I love this pink crystal. So I need about 4 of these and possibly 2 of those, but we might need more. And then I have some 24 gauge German style wire from Bead, and I'm going to do a wire wrapped loop here. It's a little messy wrap, and I am going to slide on one of these pink crystals. And then I'll wire wrap that closed. And I'm going to do that again with another one of those little pink crystals, but this time I'm going to attach it to this one. Before I close that wire wrap loop, I'm going to slip on my ending finding from the leather, and then I'll wrap that closed. You can use a jump ring here if you're not confident in your wraps, but practice definitely makes perfect. Keep practicing those wraps. So I'll snip that. And I will do the exact same thing on this side and then wire wrap another bead onto this one. Okay, now that I have these 4 beads on my leather, I'm going to do one more, but I'm going to connect it to both of these beads and then the flower. So I'm going to take my wire, but before I close it, I am going to slip on both of these beads. And then 2. Both of them could be slipped onto this flower, but I wanted 1 extra bead in the middle for some extra length. Pink and turquoise are so pretty together. Pink and green and pink and turquoise are such great color combos. And then I am just going to wire wrap this onto my flower. There are so many possibilities with this leather. You don't have to knot it like that. You could make it all one piece instead of a double strand. Go wild, experiment. That's what the great thing about magical mystery bead boxes is. That you're not going to get everything. You're not going to get the same thing every month, and you can try something out, something new out each month, especially with leather. All right, so I'm gonna snip that, and there's our bracelet. We are just going to come back around, slip the flower through our leather loop, and we've created a beautiful, almost timeless piece with that beautiful aqua and the pink together. And of course, I'll include photos of it at the end. I've put it on so we can wear it through the rest of the tutorial for our necklace. It is so much fun, and you can make it, you don't even need this part. You could just attach these right to the flower if you have a smaller wrist. If you have a larger wrist, you can add even more beads into it. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to make our necklace. Here is our pendant, or part of our pendant. And then I think I really love these pink and green shell beads. They're just so beautiful. I want one hanging right there. I'm gonna bring some more green in and put one up there. And then we have this beautiful cloisonne strand. I'm gonna cut this apart. I like this bead. This metal bead is so cool. And let's see. We have, I don't know if this cube will fit in there. Okay, we're gonna put the cube in there. And then I just got a great idea using these little flowers. Isn't that a cute little flower? We'll hang that below there. So I'm gonna need some more wire, and then we're gonna have, it's almost like a Y necklace. So I am going to attach all of these pieces together. Maybe, I think the green's a little harsh with this pendant like that. I love how this looks. And then we'll make a necklace. We might include these up there. All right, to start on the pendant, I'm just going to take a ball head pin and slide on my little flower and create a wire wrapped loop. And then I am going to take some 24 gauge wire and thread through my metal bead and cube. We're going to do a wire wrapped loop here. But we are going to slide on our flower before we close it up. And then you can do this without the cube and the metal bead before you slide those on. Might be a little bit easier for you. Make that loop a little smaller. There we go. Isn't that cute? And then I am going to do a wire wrapped loop here. I think I'm going to use a jump ring to attach it to the the acrylic focal. There we go. So I'll grab my jump ring in just a moment. This is so pretty. And I'm actually going to copy that above the pendant. So this is a Y necklace. So this is going to go like this. This is going to go like this. And then we'll have our flower at the top. So I'll go ahead and connect all of those together and then we'll do the beaded part. Okay, we have our beautiful drop pendant, or the Y, or the stem of our Y for our Y necklace. And I just love the symmetry and love the sparkle. I'm going to arrange the beads that I thought matched the theme of the pink and the cream. And I'm also going to use all of the pink rose quartz beads from this strand. And I think I'm going to use the off-white, like pearly seed beads from the seed bead set that we received in the box. So I am going to put my pendant to the side because I don't need it for the moment. And I'm just going to plan out my pattern. And you can also use, instead of stringing this like I'm going to, you can also connect each bead with wire, so so the movement will be different than the way that I'm doing it. These will be the focals up on the necklace. I'll have these down here. So I have my layout here, and I'm just going to string, and I'm going to put a seed bead between each bead. I have some gold beetle on bead stringing wire, and I'm just going to pick up a seed bead and then a regular bead, and then go from there. All right, so I have half of the beads strung, and you could even go, I think, with 2 or 3 seed beads between each bead, and it'll give it more length and more separation. I am going to just end up finishing the back off with seed beads to make it as long as it needs to be. And then I'm just going to string on the other half. All right, I have everything strung, and we're going to just use a Jesse James beads clasp that I had laying around and some crimp beads to close off the necklace. I am just going to feed on a crimp tube, my toggle, and then come back down through that tube. And I'll go ahead and crimp this, making sure that the wires are not crossed. You can flat crimp, but I'm going to put that in the largest valley of these crimping pliers, like that, and squish. And then I'm going to turn 90 degrees and squish again. And come up and do it one more time. I think these beads are a little small for my wire to go through twice, so I am just going to snip it up at that bead, making sure not to hit the main wire. And I'm just going to move everything down, making sure there are 0 gaps in the necklace, but we don't want to do it in a straight line, so we do it loosey-goosey, making sure that it'll have some nice drape. Otherwise, it'll be a little too stiff. I'm going to feed on my last crimp tube, go through my loop on the other side of the toggle, and then come back down. And this one, I am going to pull taut, making sure again that there aren't any gaps. This is the part where you want to double check all of the beads on the necklace, making sure everything's down towards the other side. All right, looks pretty good. I'm going to pull that, and I am going to do the exact same thing I did on the other side. Squish, and turn 90 degrees and squish again. I'm going to take my snippers, cut that off, and we have a fun and unique necklace using the Magical Mystery Bead Box from March. Isn't this beautiful? This pendant is really what makes it. It's so gorgeous, and it just is perfect. This would be a fantastic Mother's Day gift, or just a gift for your bestie or for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. I will include photos of the 2 projects we made today, the bracelet and the necklace. I hope you have a great day. Thanks to Jessie James Beads for having me back. Bye-bye. Hi, silly goose. Hi. Hi, silly goose. What you doing? What you doing, Goldie? Silly goose, look at those teeth. Hi, baby girl. Boop. Boop. Hi, cutie butt.